Hi guys, welcome to this video about Bitcoin price and what would happen if a Bitcoin whale, or a very rich person, tries to buy up 25% of the circulating supply or total supply of Bitcoin. It was in the news, very widespread. Last couple of days, almost every crypto channel was reporting about that. You can read that Billionaire wants to buy 25% of all Bitcoin in existence. Okay, so they are talking about Bitcoin in existence. I've been calculating total Bitcoin amount. It's not so much of a difference, but anyway, it will have a large effect on the whole price. Of course, the thing is, if somebody like big company or rich person wants to buy all Bitcoin, or not all Bitcoin, 25% of the Bitcoin, then this person doesn't want to buy on exchanges because it would affect Bitcoin price heavily. And so this is when you read through it, of course they are aware of that, and they try to buy OTC, over the counter, which is not driving up Bitcoin price too much. Of course it will affect Bitcoin price a little bit. There's also a supply and demand on OTC, but you can negotiate that, and so it's not too much affecting Bitcoin price on open market. But the thing is, when we go to the current Bitcoin price and we see that it has jumped up a lot in the last couple of months, so here we have the chart, and it is way ahead of what it was supposed to be this year. Everybody was expecting that it's bottoming out maybe around 3,000 or something like that, and then slowly going up. So what does it mean that it was going up so fast? A couple of people are suspecting that here, because of the huge drop of price, large institutions have started to buy into Bitcoin. This happened on exchanges which are designed for large amount of Bitcoins, like Bitfinex and other things. Some people have been watching really huge amounts there, and probably the people have started there. And also OTC, when you hear how much large institutions have been buying, like Grayscale has bought up 25% of the whole Bitcoins which were mined, and so on. So it looks like the OTC markets are running out of Bitcoin. There have been a lot out there because of institutions or governments who wanted to get rid of, or needed to get rid of, Bitcoin, like from crimes or still Mt. Gox or Romania. I know they have even almost millions or a lot of Bitcoin which they wanted to sell, and maybe this demand has been used up, and now big institutions are forced to buy on open market. And we have seen many pumps this year, and we see that. The first thing, a huge pump was on April 2nd, I think, and then we have other huge pumps, and it looks like there's really big money coming in. So I've done some calculation. If somebody would buy such amount of Bitcoin on or open market, what could that mean for Bitcoin price? I mean, here again we have the current market cap, 151 billion, volume, 24-hour volume, circulating supply, that's everything what has been mined so far. I think that's this amount, but from this amount more than 4 million Bitcoin can be deducted because they are lost. I mean, yeah, definitely. And then there are a lot of Bitcoin which people are holding because they know or expect that Bitcoin will go up in price on long term a lot, and they won't sell before it reaches maybe 100,000, 500,000, 1 million. And yeah, so people are actually assuming that the current supply which you can buy on exchanges is only about 5 million. So I've been calculating, I mean it's just an assumption anyway, I've been calculating from a maximum supply of 21 million, 25% is 5.2 million if I'm not wrong. Okay, so let's start the calculation. So here it comes. Yeah, it's just basic, but I hope I can give you some rough numbers. So yeah, 25% to 5.2 millions at the current price of 8.5 thousand will be 44.2 billions. So that's reasonable, I mean, to spend for somebody, let's say, who has 100 billions. I mean, Jeff Bezos from who owns Amazon, he has more than 100 billions. He could easily afford that. I mean, he's now in divorce, so yeah, he has just half of that, but still it would be enough. The only problem which this person may have not been aware of, that I don't know if he has been taking this into account, that if he sells all his shares from, let's say, Amazon, if Jeff Bezos sells all his shares from Amazon, the shares will go down massively. I mean, yeah, especially if he has to sell fast, so that the price would drop and his fortune would drop massively. So it's difficult to cash out for a billionaire who has 100 billions or even 50 billions or something like that. If you have a lot of stocks, doesn't matter what it is, Apple shares, Amazon, Google shares, whatsoever, if you drop so many shares on the market, price will go down like crazy. I mean, it won't go to zero, because usually these companies, they have some revenues and there's some calculation return of invest, and so a lot of buyers would jump in and keep up the price, but it will definitely drop, and so they would easily lose 20 or 30% of their fortune. But maybe for Jeff Bezos would be still enough. I don't know if he at least if he bought together with his wife. So let's go on. I mean, what does it mean? Yeah, we make it line by line, so it's easier to understand. I hope you can follow, and I hope especially I'm not wrong with this thing. So usually we say the cash is only 2% of the market, and yeah, so when somebody wants to buy 5.2 million at this price, that means that would be a spending of 44 million, as already said. And if this is cash, of course he has to come, or she has to come with cash. That would, the whole thing multiply by 50, that would come to an additional 2.2 trillion of not total market cap but Bitcoin market cap plus 150 billion, which is already existing. That makes 2.3 trillion in total Bitcoin market cap divided by 21 million makes a Bitcoin price of 95,000 per Bitcoin. Okay, that's one way to estimate what it could mean for Bitcoin price. I mean, the 2% is something from, I think it was Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan, or I can't remember, either one. So anyway, it looks like it's probably pretty accurate. So there's another thing what happened just lately on April 2nd. I mentioned that there was a huge jump in price of about $1,000, and it was because somebody tried to buy or bought 23,000 of Bitcoins, and that caused a $1,000 spike. And this is, again, as already told you, 25% of all Bitcoin now. I mean, it's not from circulating supply, it's from total supply. But anyway, think about 23,000 Bitcoin caused 1k spike, then 5.2 million buy would cause a spike of 26,000, and additionally 8.5k, which we already have, makes a Bitcoin price of 235,000. Okay, that's not too far away from this price. So we could think, I mean, if somebody had to buy open market, could be price could be maybe somewhere between that. Of course, I mean, think about what would happen if somebody really kept buying and buying and buying. Then not only this person would keep buying, but it was so obvious that price would go up long term, and a lot of people would also start buying. Even housewives, taxi drivers, everybody would start buying, and that would push the price probably even higher. What we also have, I mean, let's assume we take more or less average between these prices. Let's assume it's 150k per Bitcoin, and that would make $780 billion. The problem, of course, when you compare it to the originally calculated 44 billion, that person could not afford to buy all these Bitcoins on open market, because he or she would run out of money pretty quickly. There's no way to buy this amount of Bitcoin on open market. No way. I mean, I think big large institutions, they have so much money. I mean, let's say BlackRock or something like that, they probably have even much more money. I mean, this is only the price of Apple stocks, or not even, probably they are even higher now. So there are companies which have this money, especially investment funds, of course. But I mean, it looks like really unlikely that somebody will do that. I mean, on OTC probably they run out of Bitcoin, and open market it's too expensive. So what will happen, nobody knows. Maybe this person does will rethink about the whole thing. But I mean, it's a really interesting thing to put so much money into something and drive the price higher and then cash out when it's on the top. I mean, large institutions, they could do this easily. I mean, they could start buying on open market even when they would pay much more than the current price of 8,500. Doesn't matter. I mean, if market psychology starts coming in and everybody's buying, they could start selling at 100,000 or 50,000 already, and price would even still go up. I mean, there's almost no possibility to lose money if a large institution decides to pump a lot or to inject a lot of money into this market. That's the crazy thing, and that makes me wonder why nobody has already started doing that. Everybody's waiting for the other guys to start that thing. So yeah, anyway, I mean, it's just a little bit of playing around with numbers. It probably won't happen like this. It was just for me really interesting to do some calculation, because none of the other channels which are covering cryptocurrencies have been trying to calculate what it means, how money it would need to do that, where Bitcoin could end with a price. So I just wanted to do that, and I hope you find it still interesting, even when it was just a numbers play. And yeah, I mean, it's not professional financial advice. Nobody knows what happens. It's just some person talking about some numbers and assuming things on the internet. I mean, yeah, do not ever buy or sell just because somebody on the internet tells you it's going up or down. Do your own research. Yeah, it's your hard-earned money. Be careful where you invest, how much you invest. Be always careful. But I still hope you were following me. Some people may found it interesting. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.